Good morning and welcome to Let's Talk on the Second Chance. My name is Philip Jones.
And my name is Tafaro Cook, two-time kidney transplant recipient and founder of Kidney Care Coaches, where we coach people with stage 3 to stage 5 kidney disease. If you or you know someone who has kidney disease challenges, hit us up at kidneycarecoaches.com.
So today we have a very, very interesting video to talk about, and it's on how is kidney function related to blood pressure. And this is very important. We all, or most know, that high blood pressure is one of the leading causes for kidney disease. A lot of people don't understand how that's how it's related to each other. So not only do you get to understand how high blood pressure can cause kidney disease, but how kidney disease can cause high blood pressure at the same time. Because when I was, granted, I was diagnosed at a younger age, 4 years old, so wasn't like that much time of being able to notice, high blood pressure, low blood pressure, or whatever. So, but I do know that I never really had a problem with high blood pressure as a kid between birth and 4 until my kidney disease popped in. And then they said my blood pressure shot through, kind of shot through the roof. So, did you notice anything different about your blood pressure after you got
Definitely.
diagnosed?
That's just what happened in my situation also. I never had high blood pressure, but as soon as my kidney disease started elevating, that's when it created me to have high blood pressure. So that's a lot of times people have to understand the distinction between that, where you can have high blood pressure already and it can cause the kidneys to fail, but also you can have kidney problems which can create create the high blood pressure. So you must recognize what's going on in your situation and find out. And this video right here will give you a little bit of explanation on what's going on.
Definitely. So let's go ahead and get into this. We don't own this, as you can see. Columbia Asia Hospital and Whitefield owns this video. So we'll get into it. So let's mute it.
Hi, this is Dr. Pallavi Patri. I'm one of the nephrologists working at Columbia Asia Whitefield Hospital. So blood pressure and kidney disease are very closely related to each other. In certain cases, very high blood pressure in certain types of hypertensive conditions can actually damage the kidneys and cause chronic kidney disease. And the flip is also true, where chronic kidney disease in a patient that did not have a blood pressure problem with can cause high blood pressure. So the kidneys are very important in regulating salt and water levels in the body, and when the kidneys don't work so well in the setting of chronic kidney disease, salt and water are not excreted well from the body. So salt and water accumulate, and when this happens, the pressure can rise and the patient develops high blood pressure. In patients who have chronic kidney disease developed high blood pressure thereafter, it is important to follow certain dietary restrictions. A low salt diet is very important, and in more severe stages of chronic kidney disease and in what we call end-stage kidney disease, where patients are on dialysis, they may have water restrictions as well. The amount of fluid that they can take in a day may be restricted. And also in correlation with that, a lot of patients who have chronic kidney disease and have high blood pressure, medications for blood pressure may be a little more specific to their kidney disease. They may be required to take diuretic medications, again, to excrete more salt and water. So blood pressure may be managed a little bit differently in the patient who has chronic kidney disease. They may also be on certain medications that control blood pressure that are protected to the kidneys in the long run.
That's a good good small little video to give people, an analogy of what's going on. But there's other things that you can control your blood pressure with too. Not saying you definitely probably need medication as well, but there's other ways you can control it too. With salt is great, but also doing some exercise that can help you with your high blood pressure as well. Also, dropping body fat can help you with your high blood pressure as well. There's um there's some diet, things that you can, watch out for in your nutrition, and not only with salt, but other things as far as like phosphorus and all those other things, which can probably cause a little bit of high blood pressure too. But the biggest thing is definitely controlling your high blood pressure, whether it's with medication, whether it's with food, losing a couple pounds, exercise, any of those things like that. You're still muted.
Not used to muting myself too much, so I forget. Um, but the one thing that stood out to me was regulation of water and sodium, right? And those are two things that get flushed out basically through your urine. So, you release that fluid through that way, as well as those toxins, sodium, like you said, potassium, things of that nature, like that. So, um, it's it's important. That's why they say drink a lot of water, right? You get to flush. That's how you flush all that stuff out. Is being able,
Only
drinking
in
water.
certain situations, though. Only on certain situations you could drink a lot of water. If you
Well, yeah,
don't throw,
obviously, if you already have kidney disease, like they said, you have regulation on fluid restriction and things like that. So, definitely, in certain instances, you definitely have to watch, your water and fluid intake. That's definitely important.
yeah, but the biggest thing about this is when you do have high blood pressure, control it. Don't let it get uncontrolled because it can cause a lot of other problems too. It can cause stroke, all kinds of things like that. So I see a lot of times where a lot of people just let it go because it's a silent killer. You don't feel it. You don't know that you don't have high blood pressure until it's too late. So your doctor might say something about it and things like that. Especially in the black community, we tend to have more high blood pressure and diabetes. I don't know why. It could be a nutrition thing, it could be obesity and things like that. But we definitely want to control it as best possible. So if you do have high blood pressure and you don't have any kidney problems, you really want to control it because it can create kidney problems. Again, and if you do have kidney problems and you do have high blood pressure, which could be causing your high blood pressure, you want to get that controlled too because that can equate to a stroke, and that's not good as well.
Yeah, that high blood pressure is no joke. I I think the what could also causes issues like you said, stroke, problems with your heart, palpitations, a number of things that can occur from high blood pressure pertaining to your heart as well. So, it's basically hitting two things at one time. But um, I remember I had a issue one day. I was having bad palpitations, and my heart was beating so hard. My dad was like, "Man, I can see your heartbeat through your shirt."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm going like in and out. It was what the funny thing about this is that he was driving 1,000 miles per hour and running every light possible in front of him. So I'm like, I'm having these heart palpitations from health issues and being scared that he over here,
Man, you need to
driving a
put a
million
helmet
miles
over
per hour.
Pops, man. You need to put a helmet on when you get you to the hospital. Pops be
Man,
driving, but
man, that's why I got to make sure that he knows. Like half the time when I'm like I'm going, I'm good, I'm good. I can keep myself together. I'm like, I'm straight. Just drive regular. You ain't got to drive a million miles per hour to get there. We're gonna get there. Just I want to be able to get there in the car, not in the ambulance. So let's just
I heard that.
ease our way there. But that was a situation, man. I remember when I got there and my blood pressure was so high, they had to they brought in additional nurses, additional doctors in my room, bro. It was like 10 people standing around my bed at one time trying to figure out what was going on. Like my blood pressure was like
Stroke proportion.
two, huh?
That's stroke proportion.
Yeah, it was like two, almost I think like 225 uh
Jeez.
over like one something. I mean, it was up there, and my heart was going right, and they've sitting and what's crazy is that the nurses that was in there, because this was like later after I've been through a lot of stuff, so at this point I'm a hard stick, so they having issues getting the IV in, and the doctor, I've never seen a doctor this G, like she just took control, and she was like, everybody get out, like just leave, just everybody get out. Everybody got out. She pulled up a chair, pulled out my arm, found the spot, boop, bam. I was like, man, you a G for that one, because I ain't never seen nobody just kick everybody out. Like, I'm about to do this, get out of my way. I'm especially a doctor. Now, I've seen nurses do it like, hey, go give me this or whatever like that just to get them out the way. I ain't never seen no doctor do that before, but once they got that in, they gave me I don't remember the name of this medication, but it's an IV medication. What it does is it basically stops your heart. And so they even tell you like, hey, it's gonna be a moment where it's gonna feel like it just stops. And they're like, but it's gonna go again. I'm like, all right. When I
It's the
say,
weirdest feeling. It's the weirdest feeling in the world, man. I'm telling you, you feel like
man,
you might have died that second and stuff. It's crazy. I know
yeah,
just
because
as
you
you
don't know
talking.
what can happen after that.
Right. Right.
Like your heart just stopped and then something happened at the same time. Like what? Like man, like because
They
I'm
tell
like
you
I'm
that.
waiting because it kept going for a minute, right? It kept going, and then all of a sudden it was just like I was like, man, I was literally holding my breath when it stopped. I'm like, please start back up. I don't want to go to the light right now. This ain't the time for me. And it did. It's actually happened a couple times before they got everything regulated with my blood pressure. So, the key to all this, man, is stay on top of that blood pressure. Especially if you have kidney problems already and don't, if you notice, take your blood pressure at home. We touched on that before in previous segments, certain educational segments. Have a blood pressure cuff at the house. It take you a minute, to check your blood pressure at home. Put the cuff on, hit the button, let it blow up, deflate, and go on about your business. It takes no time to make sure that part of your life is right. If you start to notice a spike, over time, go get it checked out, make an appointment. You ain't got to run into emergency room. If it's through the roof, yeah, go to the emergency room, especially if you have no prior problems. But if you're just seeing it kind of rise gradually, make an appointment with your physician, get it checked out, because the faster you catch these things, the easier it is for your physicians to treat it. I'm not saying you're gonna get cured 100% or nothing like that, but you got a better chance, a higher percentage of being able to correct it and put you in a better health position than you trying to wait, a year, 2 years out of line and be, oh, my blood pressure's through the roof. Well, when did you first notice it? Oh, 2 years ago. If you came in then, it could have gave you something for it or treated it a different way and put you in a better position. So take control of
Again,
that.
being preventative, just what he just said. Being preventative on all things going to your doctor early on all things, not just blood pressure, but all things. You can minimize the damage. That's what he's saying right there. So take heed to that. That's all he's trying to talk about. Go ahead, Phil.
Cool. Well, you got anything else other than that? I'm
That's it.
done. So
That's it. That's it.
cool, cool. Well, we appreciate you if you was watching YouTube, LinkedIn. We appreciate your time, your support, your love, and hope you stick with us. But we'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, 10 o'clock, and I'll make an announcement sometime today when I make the page of tomorrow's show. What we'll be talking about, and so we may do another segment on either blood pressure or Miss Cook. What you think about touching? Since we did blood pressure today, high not high, but I say high diabetes. That is, but diabetes and kidney failure.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. That's good. Leading cause of kidney failure is diabetes. So that's why we definitely need to touch on it. So that's cool.
Cool, cool. Well, there you have it. That's what we're gonna touch on tomorrow is the connection of diabetes and kidney disease, which is the like you said, the highest cause
Number
of
one cause.
kidney disease.
Yep.
So it's that, and then what we talked about today, which is blood pressure, high blood pressure, is the other leading cause of kidney disease. So definitely tune in tomorrow morning, and we'll see you. Appreciate you.
Peace.